Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are having a great Thursday. We had the grandkids over last night. They spent the night and got up this morning, and so I cooked them some bacon for breakfast. That was their breakfast, bacon, a whole pound of bacon for the two of them. I just got finished getting that ready, and the house smells so good. Bacon smells good when it's first cooked in the house, but if you have those odors lingering on through the day, not so much. I put some in the air fryer and I cook some on top of the stove. And probably the cleanest way of cooking bacon, of course, is in the oven. But we didn't do that. We did it our way. And it tasted good. And so when I get done here, I'm going to get me a plate of eggs and bacon and maybe a little bit of toast, or who knows what's going on. Anyway, you've tuned into Coffee with Wes. My name is Wes. This is the coffee, and I serve as the interim pastor at the First Baptist Church of Cutler. Well, I hope your week is going well this week. I hope everything's going fine, and I hope today that my audio is synced up with my video, and it's all together. I don't know what happened yesterday, but it happened. Whatever happened. Tried to figure it out, and I don't know what I did. But it all was working good yesterday afternoon. Anyway, let me invite you, since today's Thursday, and I know you're making plans for the weekend already, and I was wondering what your plans are for worship this Sunday. And I want to invite you to worship with us at the First Baptist Church of Cutler on Sunday. This Sunday morning, our worship time begins at 10:30 a.m. We have Bible study and Sunday school at 9:45. So, this is your invitation to be a part of our time of Bible study and worship this weekend on Sunday. Anyway, let's take a look at our passage for today. We're looking in 2 Kings chapter 2, verses 11 and 12. So we're going to pick up this morning, or pick up today, whatever time you're watching, with the miraculous, dramatic departure of Elijah. And remember, Elijah has chosen, anointed Elisha to take his place, but in the meantime, Elisha is shadowing Elijah, seeing what exactly he does and learning from him, and also realizing that the task ahead of him is probably more than he can handle. And so he has asked Elijah for a double portion of his spirit. And Elijah said, yes, if you are with me when I depart, then I will give that to you. So that's a little bit of a background there. And so right now, here's the moment of truth. 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 11. And as they were walking along and talking, suddenly a chariot of fire appeared, drawn by horses of fire. It drove between the two men, separating them, and Elijah was carried by a whirlwind into heaven. Elisha saw it and cried out, my father, I see the chariots and the charioteers of Israel. And as they disappeared from sight, Elisha tore his clothes in distress. So we see that in a moment, right? In a flash, just like that, with the snap of fingers, the twinkling of an eye, Elijah is taken up by a whirlwind, and Elisha watches, and he is watching with awe and also with great grief and sorrow. And he cries out, acknowledging Elijah's significance in his life and his spiritual significance to him as well. And then the hand of God visibly moves and confirming Elisha's calling. So there comes a time in life when the responsibility of things shift. And here we see Elisha stepping into the role of Elijah. It was time. And it happened not because Elisha earned it, but because he was called by God to take his place. It was a moment of transition. And transitions can be painful as we go from one to the other. As we go from this situation to that situation. It's a transition, can be painful. But here's the point. God's hand is still at work. As we transition in different areas of our life from one to the other, the hand of God is still at work. And Elisha's grief didn't disqualify him, it prepared him. When we transition, we may grieve over what we are leaving, but that doesn't mean that God is not at work, and it doesn't mean that that hasn't prepared us for what the Lord wants us to do. So when something ends, something else often begins, something new. Something old and something new begins. And so the questions become, can you trust God's hand even in loss or change? Can you trust God when things are changing or when you've lost something? And another question that is probably just as significant is this: will you carry on the work that others have started? Will you pick up the mantle when it falls and take your place in God's calling for you in your life at this time and in this situation? So let me leave you with the thought for today. And here's the thought for today: God's hand is not absent in the storm. God's hand is not absent in the transition. And God's hand, the presence of God's hand, is often clearest as things are shifting. So today, watch for what God is beginning, even in endings. Watch for what God is beginning, even in endings. All right, folks, that's our Thursday. Let's get everything done. Let's get our week all organized so that we can just kind of sail into the Friday and sail into the weekend and enjoy all that's happening. It's another beautiful day in Southern Illinois. I don't know what it's like where you are, but it is picture perfect today. And we're looking forward to a great day. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye for now.